I'm very happy to be here on the Danish jury to present the project in Denmark. First, I will say a little bit about our organization and the client, and then some points about the building and about the competition. I'm happy to see so many of you here today, and hope you will join the Danish part of the competition. Okay. Yes. Our organization, KAB, is a customer-owned non-profit manager of non-profit housing organizations. That's a bit difficult. We do not own any of the dwellings, estates, or housing associations that we manage. We only provide service management and building management and the general supply of affordable housing. Our area of operations is the greater Copenhagen area. We manage approximately 50,000 housing units, a total of 58 independent non-profit organizations in more than 310 estates, which makes us the biggest operator on this market in Denmark. The situation of our clients' buildings are 22 municipalities in the greater Copenhagen area. So this is our pledge: better housing for everyone. So the client of this project is Ballerup EJENDOMSSELSKAB. The chairman is Mr. John Carstens, and Ballerup EJENDOMSSELSKAB owns 10 individual housing complexes, a total of 1,500 apartment units, all situated in Ballerup. Ballerup is a suburban development which is mostly developed in the beginning of 1950s to the 1960s, and today is a suburban development outside Copenhagen, which is very attractive and generates a lot of interest. In this particular building, we have a board. This is the way the Danish market is organized. We have interdependent board of tenants in all the buildings. In this particular building, it's chaired by Ms. Inge Støvring Petersen. This is the lady to the right. We have been working with this building for some time now. And in fact, we developed a master plan for the building up until last year, where a proposal for a new master plan was developed in close dialogue with the tenants board and this team of tenants. This proposal was presented on a board meeting and for the tenants as a conceptual design for further project development, and was voted for. Now, this CD, together with the comments from the different funds that are going to fund the actual project and the authorities in the municipality, represents the basis of the competition program. Yes, so this is a building, which in fact is 4 buildings. This building type, as Hans has mentioned earlier today, represents a typical form of housing that we already possess a lot of throughout our organization. So to us it's very interesting to see solutions that are scalable and possible to use on a lot of other of our buildings afterwards. This is constructed in 1963, and people moved in 1964. The construction is, of course, prefab concrete, and it's built in 4 floors plus basement. The roof are flat, and the size is a grand total of 20,000 square meters, sorry. A total of 284 apartments, from 1 bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, to 4 rooms, kitchen, bathroom. In fact, this building was renovated in 1993, which will appear in the pictures later on. And outside insulation was added, and a new facade and color scheme. Of all the things we have looked into during the development of the master plan, some points have come clear to what is the problem with this building compared to the new buildings that we propose to our tenants. The energy consumption is too high. It has poor indoor climate. Buildings and green space is in poor aesthetic condition. Apartments are too small for families. Layouts are old-fashioned, and kitchens and bathrooms are outdated. Green space in general needs new functions to become stimulating and attractive as a meeting place for the tenants. So a new master plan must address all this and more to maintain this as an attractive place to live and stay competitive in the market. This is an example from the actual building as it stands today. You can see the facade that was added in '93. And as it is, the insulation is insufficient. There's thermal bridges, there's discoloration, mold, and algae. So what we want to see is suggestions as how to make a new facade on this building with an insulation which is up to at least today's standard. This is an example from the windows, which are actually original, and they are, not surprisingly, leaking and worn out. There are thermal bridges, and they have very poor insulation value. These two has, of course, to be changed. So the main objectives for us in this competition is an environmental improvement and energy efficiency, addition of attractive modern family homes, and an overall aesthetic update of buildings and green space. This is a photo from inside of the green court. Actually, there's a lot of nice green space around the buildings as it is, but you rarely see tenants using it. In fact, they tend not to use it. The only person you see is the caretaker with a lawnmower from time to time. And this is also something where we would like to have ideas for how to treat this. The first objective is energy efficiency. The present energy consumption is 160 kilowatt per square meter per year, which is relatively high. So we would like to have suggestions how to bring that down. Minimum energy class 15 or better, if it's possible within budget. We like to see suggestions for environmental improvement to get good indoor climate, and possibly to see passive energy design solutions, and also suggestions to minimize resource consumption. And at the bottom, I've took some extracts from the charter, which applies to this. What we need is overall to get this building to be attractive in the future, and that is creating modern, attractive family homes. And we have 3 different places where we would like suggestions for this. One is easy. That's the addition of some new apartments, up to 5,000 square meters, which could be maximum 115 square meters per unit. These could be placed on the roof, for one, or on the gables, or on some other place on the site. Then we have asked for ideas for combination of flats, which is meant to create larger family flats. In 2 of the 4 blocks 2 and 4, we have studios, which we would like to eliminate in order to make bigger apartments. Then, as a third possibility, we like to have all the flats on the ground floor made accessible for physically disabled. And that means you have to suggest solutions on how you can get into your flat in a wheelchair, for instance. Last but least, we want update for the huge green space. One thing that we are already doing in some of our buildings is establishing local management of rainwater. It has many advantages, but not only aesthetically, as you can see in the picture, which is an example here from Sweden, from Augustenborg, but also in order to future rainfall and so forth. Also, we like to have a lot of suggestions for new activities in the green space to generate social interaction between tenants. So this was a Danish building. Are there any questions? Seems not. Thank you very much for your attention.